This is the story of how Ozzy Osbourne got the most humiliating rejection in his career by the biggest festival in America. A rejection that will lead him to build something that changed the music industry forever. And more importantly, what this comeback reveals about the asset most business owners sleep on and how you could use it to grow your business this year.
Picture this. It's 1995. Heavy metal is dying a slow, painful death. Grunge has taken over. Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. That's what people want now.
Nirvana.
Every metal band from the 80s, they're either dead, broke, or playing county fairs to 50 people who still have mullets. Ozzy has just released an album after 4 years away, and he wants to promote it. So he goes, hat in hand, to Lollapalooza. If you don't know, Lollapalooza was and still is one of the biggest music festivals worldwide, with branches on multiple continents. If you play there, you matter. So Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, the guy who bit the head off a bat, the man who helped invent heavy metal, goes to them and basically says, "Hey, can I play your festival?" Their response? "You're no longer relevant. Heavy metal is dead. Nobody wants to see you." Let that sink in for a second. This is a guy with platinum records stacked to the ceiling, decades of sold-out tours, millions of fans worldwide, a guy who literally created the genre. And now they're telling him he is done. Most artists would have accepted defeat, would have said, well, I guess my career is over. Time to retire and collect royalty checks. But this is Ozzy Osbourne we're talking about. The man bit the head off a bat on stage. You think he's going to roll over because a trendy music festival said no? Nah. Ozzy and his wife Sharon, they didn't cry, they didn't beg. They said,
as soon as I put the phone down from the Lollapalooza people, I'm like, right, you. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Ozzfest.
That's how Ozzfest was born. And here's the part that nobody talks about. Ozzfest wasn't just a concert. It was a revolution. What started as a middle finger to the music industry became the most influential metal stage in history. In fact, the very first Ozzfest was so big that the headliner was a reunion of Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne's original band, the band that created heavy metal. Instead of chasing radio hits or trying to appeal to every crowd like some festivals do as they grow, Ozzy doubled down on his audience. He didn't soften his image or widen his genre to stay relevant. He built a stage for his people, and they showed up by the hundreds of thousands for over a decade. They booked the bands they believed, bands that weren't cool yet, but would later define an era. System of a Down, Slipknot, Tool, Disturbed, and many others catapulted to fame through Ozzfest and went on to become multi-platinum artists. By 2007, Ozzfest had grossed over $100 million. The festival had become so popular that some editions were entirely free because sponsors were throwing money at them. This wasn't just Ozzy flipping the bird to the industry. It was a masterclass in business strategy. And this is where the business lesson comes in. Ozzfest didn't succeed because Ozzy had the best marketing team, the biggest budget, or because he got lucky. It succeeded for one reason. And it's the same reason your business is either thriving or barely surviving. Ozzy already had what most artists and most business owners don't: a direct line to his audience. No middlemen, no algorithms, no gatekeepers telling him what he could or couldn't do. See, when Lollapalooza rejected him, Ozzy didn't need them. He already had millions of fans who would show up anywhere he told them to. He had their attention, their loyalty, and their trust. And most importantly, he owned that relationship. Lollapalooza didn't control it, MTV didn't control it, record labels didn't control it. Ozzy did. And that's the most valuable asset you can build in any business. Now, you might be thinking, that's cool and all, but I'm not a rock star. How does this apply to me? Let me break it down. Your business right now, you're probably doing what most people do. You're building your entire audience on social media. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, whatever. And don't get me wrong, those platforms are great for reach, for getting attention, for showing people what you do. But here's the problem. You don't own any of it. You're at the mercy of Mark Zuckerberg's algorithm, at the mercy of TikTok's content policies, at the mercy of Instagram deciding your account looks suspicious and banning you overnight. Every day, I see business owners post about how their account got banned, how their reach dropped 90% because of an algorithm update, how they spent years building an audience and lost it all in 24 hours. That's because you're playing on Lollapalooza's stage. You're asking permission. You're following someone else's rules. And the second they decide you're not cool anymore, you're done. That's why you need to build your own fest to make your business bulletproof. And the way to do this in the digital space is with an email list. That's your Ozzfest. When you have someone's email address, you have a direct line to them. You can reach them whenever you want. You can sell to them. You can build a relationship with them. You can turn them into a customer, then a repeat customer, then a raving fan. According to Statista.com, for every dollar you spend on email marketing, you get about $42 back. That's a 4,200% return on investment. Compare that to social media, where you're lucky if you break even on ad spend. Yet most businesses treat email like an afterthought. And every day, warm leads slip through the cracks. People see your reel, check your site, maybe even hit add to cart, and then vanish forever. Unless you're capturing that attention, turning those people into email subscribers you can follow up with, your business is a leaky bucket. You're pouring water in the top with ads and content, and it's all draining out the bottom because you have no way to bring them back. Your email list isn't just some old school tactic. It's the only platform-proof asset you control. The most successful businesses treat their email list like their most valuable asset because it is a direct line to people who actually want what you offer. It's a long-term asset that grows with your business. It's a list of warm leads you can educate, nurture, and sell to on your own terms. Not when Zuckerberg's algorithm decides to throw you a bone, not when TikTok's faceless engineers feel like giving you reach, not when Instagram graciously lifts the shadow ban they never told you about in the first place, but on your own damn terms. Ozzy understood that if he wanted to stay rich and relevant, while all the other 80s bands around him went broke or became nostalgia acts, he needed to own the stage. And in today's world, your email list is that stage. Quick side note. If you're a business owner and you need help building or improving your email marketing, our team at thekeysmarketing.com can help. Details are in the description. Now that you know that having an email list equals having your own stage, don't sleep on it. Start building it today and leverage it as frequently as possible. Don't be the business guy who's afraid of sending emails because he doesn't want to bother subscribers. The job of email marketing is reminding people you exist. So don't be afraid of sending marketing emails.
If you love this story and you want to see more lessons from legendary figures who understood business better than most entrepreneurs, click the next video here somewhere around the screen. I'm breaking down another incredible story you've probably never heard before from a guy who built an empire and changed the automotive industry forever. See you on the next one.